Well, thank you. Thank you guys very much for showing up. This has been a dream come true. Literally a year ago from this month, people accepted my message. This is a message I've been working on for my whole life. I have my own pain to purpose story, as some of you guys know. And it was something that I did alone throughout this whole process. I've had great mentors my whole life. And each person that I met, we talked about connecting with our society and people around that actually care. Look at the breadcrumbs around you. If you're not sure, look at the breadcrumbs. Dr. Carter, my partner, was one of my big breadcrumbs. He was a slice. And yeah, and when I broke my neck, I had nothing but pain pills and a surgery. That was the two options, right? My mother had the surgery, two neck operations prior, and I didn't want to live like a robot. I didn't want to do this at the age of 20 the rest of my life. So eventually, of course, I got hooked on the pain pills. It was tough that first year. But then I realized that in that first year, that if I continued down this road at 21, I would be dead. My liver would be shot. And whatever the medical industry was back then, 20 plus years ago, I just decided to live with the pain. So that pain was always there. I looked at the ceiling at night thinking, what the hell? Why am I doing this? One door open, one door closed, right here in Orlando, Florida, Winter Park. Winter Park, Florida, I met my next mentor. I am from the Midwest, but I happened to be, and this was another breadcrumb, I happened to be in a store, a back care specialty product store, and the guy training the person is the owner of a bunch of these health product stores. I met the guy, and at the time, it really kind of dates things, but they just started coming out with memory foam. Laid on the product, got some relief. Any relief was good, because at that point, if I moved a millimeter, my hands would turn into pins and needles, literally. No one wants to go through that. That was painful. So he offered me a job here in Orlando, Florida, and I ran with it, just like I did. I was a high caliber athlete before this. I was a picture of health. I studied health at a high level. And next thing you know, when I got into it, I was just so passionate about it. And I think that's why a lot of you guys are here. You guys are passionate about health, right? The technologies of today. And at that time, no one really talked about some of this cancel culture health technology that we talk about now. I am a little crazy to bring it out, but I had no option, guys. It literally is worth life or death for me. So, going through this pain purpose story is just something that I realized over time that, all of us are going to have to go through this. This is not something that just happened to me. I was silenced about it because I wasn't really sure if other people were going through the same thing. So a lot of my pain to purpose story is that you will go through your own pain and purpose story. And that will be your growth eventually. So it doesn't matter whose pain to purpose story is. We're all together in this. It was something that I ran. I was fairly lucky in my life. Had good parents, a strong father, let me run really hard, and had good mentors throughout my life. I looked for the strongest, toughest mentors to learn from. And, you just never give up. And so that's the key, the actual key in the door that got me here. Just don't give up. And, through this pain to purpose story, realizing that there could be something out there that could improve my health an inch, a percentage point. And so what you'll see with a lot of the stuff we talk about, or I'll talk about, is that we have 57 technologies now, right? If I had seen a subtle improvement, we added it. But during that time, I got to produce products and create technology. And that's another reason why I'm here, because I was so passionate about adding technology upon technology and layering technology above it. You know, some of that stuff that we talk about today is that I realized that there was never going to be one silver bullet for me or anyone else. It was going to be a multitude of technologies that you could use to enhance your cellular structure, if not do more. And so I was just trying to get better, and Dr. Greg and I were sitting in a mad scientist room putting stuff together a long time ago with amazing ideas that got us here today. And these technologies, just the technologies that we had back then, some of them weren't even ready to be produced. So we ran at this anti-aging bet a long time ago, but I can tell you the pinnacle of my health and my healing is that we're only as good as our last race. So you need to put one foot in front of the other, like Dr. Van Thielen's talking about. Start today, and that pain to purpose story, you start going on that trajectory and taking layers off. Take layers of stress away, right? Get rid of our minds a lot of times. Talked about this a lot. You know, a lot of the pain that we have is due to our own minds. We're causing our own stress. So getting out of our head is very important. Of course, the technology does the rest. It really helps. Our body heals itself, like Dr. Fab was talking about. We just have to change the environment. And at that time, when we created this technology, we had created a metallic conductive base technology way back when, and it was something that I used, and shortly after, I was telling people I healed myself. It was pretty simple. It was exercise, nutrition, and sleep. Those are the three pillars of what I used to help heal myself at that time. And the grounding technology, if you guys are not familiar with it, you can get this for free by standing on the beach. But realize, you know, getting the technology during a third of your life, it really is noticeable for a lot of people. We have amazing reviews, and all the stories about people that had a health problem were able to stand on the ground, you know, get that grounding, but also take advantage of the technology we created. We created the first stretchable, conductive bed cover. Seems pretty simple, but we added a bunch of different technologies in it. We've got grounding, EMF shielding, far infrared, antimicrobial technology, all in our bed cover. And that's just the foundation of how I healed myself. And, you know, I spent many years after creating this to get this message out there, and people thought we were crazy. People thought we were crazy. They didn't understand that the body could even be grounded. They didn't understand, you know, that there's EMFs in the air. All these things were hurdles that we had to go through, and I had to go through to get people to understand our message. So, you know, through all that, this grounding technology, this conductive bed cover has been improving people's health worldwide. And so, you know, the story is that this whole group, you know, our intention is pretty simple. I've pretty much kept it really simple. It's to heal the world. So not only that, I realized this too, it starts with yourself. Because if you're not feeling good, there's not much you can do. So quite possibly I'll rephrase it. Heal yourself so we can all heal the world. So we've got some cool technology down here. This is some Tesla technology. With the lights on, it's hard to see. But I wanted to talk about connection, right? This electrical ball sphere that you see down here is very much consciousness. If you like the inventor Nikola Tesla, you know, all his stuff that's coming out, free energy, all these cool things, you know, you realize from this that, yeah, it speaks to you. It connects to you. Static electricity connects us all. We think we're separate in our minds. In our hearts, we're not. It's proven right here. So a lot of the cool stuff that we have, we've launched, and we've had miraculous miracles happening. Miracles by addressing the person's mental state. Removing the categorical thinking. We've been told that everything, all the information we have is in different buckets. This guy only knows about shoulders. This guy only knows about feet. This guy only knows about brain, right? I'm an inventor. I am not one of the doctors that were speaking today. So it's difficult from that standpoint as well, because a lot of my peers are very smart academically. When I went to school, I changed my degree 4 times. So I knew that I couldn't just do one thing, and being an entrepreneur, I had no other options. So it was only entrepreneurship, or it was do or die. So essentially, putting one foot in front of the other, never giving up. What we realize is that this technology is improving people's lives. And I'd like to recall a story. I had met a friend, a neighbor, who in 2 decades hasn't been able to go and see the 4th of July fireworks. He was a recon Marine, served our country very, very well. And me and him connected. I had felt my pain throughout the years, so it was easy for me to connect with him. So I connected really deep with him right off the bat. And him and his wife, on 4th of July, he was scared to come outside. It was going to happen again. The tremors, the PTSD really bad. And his name is Jeremy. He's served our country. Actually, he's a really cool guy. It's never cool to kill anyone. And I never, but he has served our country in such a way that, it's just amazing, the stories. You can go over and over what the guy has done. And then the first time he used our technology was the first time he actually got to get a good night's sleep and relax his nervous system for his PTSD. And he was actually able to make it through the first 4th of July ever with his family. And other miracles happened not too long ago, a couple of months ago. A guy named Brent happened to be from Indiana. I'm a Hoosier when I first started. Been here about 20 years. Hit it off with him. He had a severe Parkinson's. Yeah, this guy, Brent, financially, he could try everything. He did try everything. He was very well off, but he tried everything. He couldn't walk. He hadn't walked since 2008. This is something that most people don't even understand. And just by working with so many people, I was able to quickly understand his situation. So he was a guy that, of course, couldn't walk. He had a beautiful wife that took care of him every day. And I think she was at her wit's end since 2008, almost 15 years. And he just had all types of issues. He had what you would see with Michael J. Fox, a lot of tremors, having trouble, difficulty walking. He would lean and fall into doors to keep his body up. And some of the technology that we're going to talk about today, it will be upstairs. I can't really show some of the technology down here, but what I can say is that our bed cover that I created had a multi-purpose function to it. Because it was conductive, he was able to use some of these Tesla frequencies. And what we looked at was his Parkinson's. And he, like I said, he went to every single doctor. He's been to since 2008 to so many. Within 3 hours, quickly addressing, knowing the terminology of what Parkinson's is, I address things at a different level. Now, our grounding technology I told you about earlier, it works on a foundational level with inflammation, right? Dr. Van Thielen did a great job of talking about different levels. He talked about antioxidants, right? The bed cover gives antioxidants. That layer of health and technology reduces inflammation in the body. We quickly understood that there was layers and layers and layers of things that needed to be addressed. His Parkinson's, I consider not Parkinson's. I told him, you don't have Parkinson's. That's a man-made name. And he fought me. He said, I got Parkinson's. I want to hear your crap, Baxter. Like, it's literally the definition Parkinson's. Told him he was wrong. His wife looked at him in the eye, and she's like, well, everyone told I was crazy for coming to see him. And but just listen to him. We drove 3 hours. Just listen to Baxter. Just go through it. Quickly, we addressed for Lyme's disease. I told him we're not going to address what everyone else is addressing. We worked on Lyme's disease. Worked on Lyme's disease hatchlings, which are the eggs. We worked on Lyme's disease in general. We worked on bacteria, fungus, bacteria, mold, or some of these parasites. That was another layer. We talked about the antioxidant layer. This layer we addressed. We addressed with our Tesla technology, and after 3 hours, scared the hell out of me. Guy started walking, right? He went in to go to the restroom. I was going to walk him there because I was scared. Then we put him on a vibration plate machine. That's the thing where you stand on. Some of you guys know about this, right? It's building his confidence more. After that, he tells me he's going to go running. That quick. He's going to start running since 2008. Right? Then he started to act like Frank Sinatra, think he's going to dance. I'm like, dude, don't do that. Like, I don't, want someone to fall, hurt themselves. So he goes running and stops on a dime. The guy has been walking ever since. So some of the technology that we could talk about today, includes the full circle that I just gave you on the bed cover. Starts with the bed cover. It starts with sleep and regeneration. This technology we've introduced, and we started not only with the bed cover. We have a body scanning massage chair. It's an active, moves energy around. It's great, feels good, gets the body mobile again. Third one, we got the hyperbaric. We reinvented the hyperbaric chamber with our grounding technology, which is just amazing. And then from there, I like to say that a lot of people know us for having med bed type of technologies out there. And I do believe this bed cover just didn't happen by accident. It has silver, it's conductive. A lot of the things they said that the med beds from the government side that would come out, we never stopped, guys. We never stopped. We kept pushing and pushing. And there's a lot of people that say, well, there's no brakes on this, right? They're like this movement that we have, the healing and everything. There's no brakes on this, guys. This is some version of a health Trump train. It truly is. And the med bed that is coming on a consumer, private, individual, company level, I believe we've created. And we created it to help heal the world. Percent. So, you know, frequencies, energy, you know, the perfect quote, if you want to understand the keys to the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's one of the most beautiful Nikola Tesla quotes that you could imagine. And as humanity, we need to understand that at a high level, right? This is something you can't see. You must trust gauges in science to completely understand. Measuring hertz, all these different type of frequencies are so important. And when you go full circle with this, you know, it works on all these different technologies, and it goes all the way to the point of using the frequency through the bed. So it's a beautiful thing, really, guys. Never would have thought that would come full circle like that. And like our intentions just to keep pushing, heal the world. And it was something that I'm so glad and thankful that you guys heard my message, because it was a resounding yes. I believe that people want this. Yes, it was you know, something that people are getting the benefit from. And everyone's different. Some people are super healthy, some people less. But you're always going to get a benefit from technology you can prove.